About a couple months ago, I posted this video on why the one-handed backhand will soon become an obsolete stroke, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was self-evident. I didn't think it was controversial. I thought everyone knew that the one-handed backhand was on its way out. There's been a New York Times article regarding the pending extinction of the one-handed backhand. Already, there's only 16 players in the top 200 of the ATP Tour that are only using a one-handed backhand. And as of this recording, there's no one in the top 10 that has a one-handed backhand. Yes, Tsitsipas may come back. Maybe he'll play well in the next couple months and shoot back up into the top 10. But this is a big sign. No one in the top 10 right now has a one-handed backhand. And when I posted that video, I got a lot of tennis players very upset. It's as if I was taking away their one-handed backhand. I just don't think they could handle the truth. The one-handed backhand will soon become obsolete. But I don't think I really articulated why exactly that is. And there is a big weakness of the one-handed backhand. And that's what we'll discuss here. What is the biggest weakness of the one-handed backhand? And the biggest weakness of the one-handed backhand is that it's more difficult to absorb that ball versus a two-handed backhand topspin, right? So when I say absorption of the ball, it means that it's a lot harder to defend that ball or neutralize a ball, right? So on a one-handed backhand, yes, you could hit the ball very hard. And I saw a lot of comments in my last video that, oh, you could hit it very hard. You can put in more RPMs on that ball. You could really blast it to smithereens, but it doesn't really matter, right? Any short ball you could hit hard. But what can you do with a ball that is hit hard against you? And here's an example of a two-handed backhand, right? My two-handed backhand. So here I am serving. Daniel is the one returning here. And let's check out this point and how I neutralize a hard incoming ball with my two-handed backhand. So when Daniel hits this hard backhand at me here, I got slightly defensive here, right? I'm moving back, and now I'm hitting this backhand off my back foot. You don't see my left foot there, but that is my back foot, and I'm hitting this backhand quite defensively, but I did neutralize this ball, right? I got it cross court and deep enough where I'm still within the rally here, and then Daniel hits this backhand, and I'm now inside the baseline and still in this neutral rally. So on a two-handed backhand, you can hit these hard shots at you a little bit easier versus a one-handed backhand. And yes, you can hit a one-handed backhand very hard, but are you able to absorb it? Are you able to move back and still hit a good one-handed backhand off your back foot? And that is just a little bit harder, right? Regardless if you're a recreational tennis player or a professional tennis player or college tennis player, moving back on your back foot and hitting a one-handed backhand at any level is a lot harder than hitting a two-handed backhand. And here's an example of Tsitsipas having trouble against a forehand, a very high, heavy forehand that he's trying to hit on his one-handed backhand. So he's moving back here, and now he's at his back foot. So he's using his back foot, his left foot, to try to hit this ball. And usually with one-handers, it's very tough to hit that backhand with their back foot. And so he's trying to hit this ball. It's coming up, and he flails out here. Obviously a spectacular miss, and he actually goes down for the count here, almost like a knockdown punch. But that is what happens with any one-handed backhand tennis player. If you get them to move back diagonally, move back to the back fence and try to make them hit off the back foot, it's just a tougher shot to do for them. Now, the only way I think a one-handed backhand tennis player can stay relevant, regardless if you're a recreational player or a professional tennis player, is that you develop more of an offensive game style, basically come up to net more and just volley more. Remember, as a one-handed backhand tennis player, it's a little bit easier to transition into net, transition into that one-handed backhand volley. Pete Sampras was a 14-time Grand Slam champion and serve and volleyer. He used to have a two-handed backhand as a junior and switched to one hand simply because it was a little bit easier to transition into net. And you have to kind of rethink your game, right? Do you really want to defend and try to neutralize all these hard incoming shots into your backhand side with that one-handed backhand? That's going to be hard to do at any level. At any level, it's going to be very difficult, right? So you one-handed backhand tennis players, you're going to have to really rethink your game in the modern age here. And, you could still have it. You could still have your one-handed backhand. But remember, us players with two-handed backhands, we always salivate at the chance of facing a player with a one-handed backhand. If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.